How about AJ Styles
all
being a
right.
hater? This boy went to his home country and screwed him.
Yeah, AJ Styles went to Australia to continue beef. CM Punk pulled up to his hometown, pulled up to his doorstep, and was like,
And then
"Fuck you."
and then
Yeah.
managed to find the 3 people in that arena that had CM Punk merch on and celebrate with them.
Oh my god!
Did you guys
Yeah,
happen
he
to
was like,
see
"I
that?
thought you guys, yeah," because then he was like, "I thought you guys were gonna jump me," and they're sitting there, "Yeah,
Literally-
CM Punk, CM Punk."
Literally
Like,
3 people in the whole arena that were there for CM Punk.
everyone
He
was
found them.
so pissed, except for those 3 dudes.
probably
and
got-
just, yeah.
They got jumped. I promise you, they got jumped.
Yeah, literally.
Maui Jin is my favorite bloodline member.
Yeah, the nasty rivalry with Honolulu Hank the other year. My MFT? What does that mean?
My friend Tama.
That's what Tag Me In is all about. Welcome in, everybody, to the Tag Me In podcast. My name is Zach. I will be your host today. We are back, episode number 13. Lucky number 13.
13.
I'm not really sure what's going on here. They kind of just sprung this on me as we hit the record button. I thought that the sunglasses were an undefeated thing. I didn't know we were celebrating winning records. Because if that's the case, somebody that I know is still in third place. I am not here alone. I am here with Devin. Devin, how are you tonight?
So listen, I did not go undefeated, but I feel undefeated because I am still first place Dev. Put in the comments, first place Dev. I'm doing great, by the way. How you doing, buddy?
You know, I was doing fine. You know, it's been a chaotic night. Lots of things going on. You know, I got 3 little ones running around here, so it's been a chaotic night.
Sure.
And then I see your guys' faces. I get in a much better mood, and then you guys break out the sunglasses. Elijah, are you the mastermind behind this? What's going on here? How are you tonight? I hope not well.
I'm not the mastermind, but I did do better than one of my co-hosts named Zach B. And now,
yeah, he just said your
for
name right
someone
away.
who was talking a lot of mess on this podcast here about me not predicting I'm going to stay in last place, I'm only 1 game behind, buddy. Yeah, you better watch out. But pick Chad Gable again. Pick him again.
Dare you.
You think I won't pick Chad Gable again? I mean, if he wasn't, rest in peace to Chad Gable.
Rest in
We'll
peace,
get into
Chad.
that later. But I mean, what are we even doing here? Like, since when do we celebrate mediocrity? When did that start?
Listen,
No, we
man.
celebrate comebacks, brother, and you're witnessing one right now.
You're still in third place.
Comebacks.
What are we talking about?
Comebacks.
Listen.
Oh, the Mavericks won a game too. That's great. Good job. Hang the banner, dude. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
The Mavericks were never one
Sorry
game
that
behind.
you keep picking on
Yes, it is.
Chad Gable and expecting that he's just gonna win. Can you?
Because he was
first
supposed
place
to win.
First place winners get to wear the glasses.
First place winners.
So,
Okay, well
First
then,
place-
Elijah, remove your glasses because you're in third place. What are we
First-
doing here?
I was,
Anyway,
I was tied
anyway.
for first in the predictions. So,
congratulations.
I earned
you
it.
Hey,
are in the top quarter of the 1/4 of one of the shows.
Listen,
I'm
buddy.
thank
so
you. I
proud of
appreciate it.
Listen, we would have been
You guys are
undefeated
the
easily.
worst.
We could have been undefeated.
All right, I'll take it off.
Welcome to the Tag Me In
I don't know what you're
podcast,
talking
everybody.
about.
Welcome to the Tag Me In podcast. We are here to talk about wrestling and not gloat to our friends. We have a jam-packed show today. So we had a PLE over the weekend. This past Saturday, Clash at the Castle happened. It was, in my opinion, a great show. We'll dive into that. But the following episode of Monday Night Raw felt like a Raw after Mania to me. So we're also going to be diving into that. So it's going to be a little bit different of a show because we don't typically dive into weekly TV episodes, but this one felt necessary. So, like I said, I'm Zach. I'm here with Devin and Elijah. As we do every episode, we start off with a nice icebreaker just to kind of get our brains going. But to be honest with you, my blood's already kind of pumping because you guys decided to pull that on me. I don't know what that was, but Elijah had the pleasure of coming up with the icebreaker this week, so I'm going to pass it off to him. We're going to have to hear what he has to say, and I'm excited to see what it is. Can't wait to dive in.
I always have a lot to say. So my icebreaker, like I really had to think about it because I was really, really stuck, if I'm being honest. I was like, I don't know what to pick. I don't know. I'm not sure. And then it hit me. My icebreaker for this week is, what is your favorite what if moment? And what I mean by that is, what if something happened? How do you think, like dominoes, it would fall down and stuff? How stuff eventually went. So I'm gonna actually go first on this one. My what if moment is, what if they actually did Cody Rhodes versus Goldust back when he was still Stardust, like continued the feud completely.
Really?
And you may think that's a random ass thing. Why would you say that?
That is, yeah, that is pretty
It's
random.
very, very random. But here's my thing. Here's my process. Cody did not like being Stardust, but he wanted to feud with his brother. He wanted to feud with Dustin Rhodes. And they kept dipping their toes, and like people were saying, it's gonna be a WrestleMania match. VKM never booked it. He gave it a Fastlane thing, rolled up for the win, even though Goldust was like, I'm bringing them back home to us, and da-da-da-da. Roll up, win, and then they never talked about it again. They were in a battle royale, didn't even interact with one another. Bullshit. So, the domino effect that I'm talking about, that led to Cody being so frustrated that he asked for his release and was eventually granted.
Ooh.
What did Cody do after that? Went on to Independence, started elevating his star, going around to Ring of Honor, TNA, all these different companies. Then there is a reporter, kind of well known, a wrestling journalist named Dave Meltzer. And Dave Meltzer was asked the question, can an independent show sell out a stadium? And he said, absolutely not. There's no way, there's no one that you can put on that to sell out an arena. So Cody got a few of his friends. The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, a lot of other really high-level free agents at that time. And they do a little thing called All In. They have All In, which then was so successful and did sell out the arena that they're like, maybe we should do this more. Maybe we can actually start a company. And here is where AEW comes about in 2019. Cody's there for a long while. His run was fine. It was okay. But the boy comes home finally. WrestleMania 38. Cody comes home and begins his story. So, with all that being said, what if they gave him the match? What if they gave him that Goldust feud? Would he even leave? Would he ever even be a star? I'm not 100% sure.
Oh.
That's actually kind of really crazy to think about.
Does AEW even exist at this point?
Oh, man.
Because really, AEW was the kick in the ass that WWE needed to be competitive again. Because we were getting pretty mediocre stuff at that time.
Mediocre is putting it lightly.
Yeah.
What
WWE is producing. Yeah.
Dark Age 2.0.
He was forced
It
to watch
was-
it.
Yeah, forced to watch it. It was god awful. It gave him a rivalry again for the first time since like WCW. So, the question's now on you guys. What is the biggest what if in WWE history?
Ooh. Well,
I'll jump in here
Yeah.
because I have one off the top of my head that I kind of just thought of. I can't take credit for this. I saw an interview with John Cena, and I'm sure you guys have heard this story, but John Cena was on a flight. I can't remember where they were going, but he was in the back of the plane, freestyling with a bunch of the other talent, with a bunch of the other wrestlers, and Stephanie McMahon had heard him freestyling over this beat. And long story short, this conversation led to a gimmick change for John Cena, and Stephanie McMahon was like, can you do this on TV? Like, do you think you'd be able to do this on TV? And that was the birth of Dr. of Thugonomics John Cena, which we all know what John Cena turned into, but not as cool of a story because I don't know all of it behind all the details of the story. But John Cena freestyling on the back of this plane, being overheard by Stephanie McMahon, led to, he believes he was going to get fired. So that led to him not only not getting fired, but turning into the biggest star the WWE has ever seen. So that one little interaction on the back of the plane led to the star that is John Cena that we know and love today. So, like I said, I don't know all the details behind it, but in the interview that I heard, or the clip of the interview that I heard, that's basically the summarized version of the story that he told. So that's kind of crazy to think about, that he was about to get fired. And just because people were freestyling over a beat completely changed everything about his career and turned John Cena into what we know today.
That's a really good one.
That's a really good one because, like, would half of us even watch WWE? Because that's how we got into WWE because of
Honestly.
John. So that's a good one.
And before you jump in, what you just said, would any of us even watch WWE? To go back to what the story Elijah just told, I believe that Cody Rhodes is fully to blame. I guess blame's not the right word, but he's responsible for where the WWE is right now. His return at WrestleMania 38 changed the trajectory of the WWE completely. Because right off the bat, he was one of the top stars, one of the top draws. So it's funny that you said that because that kind of connects both of our stories there.
All right. So I had a lot in my head I was thinking about, but this one I've been kind of doing like a lot of research lately. What if Finn does not get hurt at SummerSlam? So
Oh yeah.
think about that for a minute. So
Shout out Wrestling Conspiracies. Go follow.
yeah, go follow me, man.
Yeah,
Go
I
subscribe.
saw that on their thing. It was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Appreciate it,
It was
boys.
kind of hit.
So, like, Finn was he was a top star at NXT, and then pretty much grew under Triple H. When he got on the main roster, literally, I don't think he was on the roster for too long, and he already got into a championship match for the inaugural Raw Universal Championship against my boy Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
And well deserved, he won. Sadly, he fucked up his shoulder. Like, I think Finn said, like, I think the doctor went in there and it was like more than just like a torn, like his shoulder was like messed up.
Yeah.
But it was just sad because it's like, what if he did win that championship and then like didn't get hurt and just kept going on? Like he was gonna have this big run, I feel like, and I don't think he would be with Judgment Day today. It sucks to think about that actually because he's so good with the Judgment Day. I like him in Judgment Day, but he's not. I think we're all just kind of like, give him a push again. He has the talent. He's great in ring, and he's also really good on the mic. He doesn't get on the mic as much now, which is kind of sad. And I miss the Demon, Finn Balor.
Oh my gosh,
it's-
one of the coolest characters ever.
He just pops out whenever he wants now. It was like at least every PLE or pay-per-view, where they want to call it back then, like when he was the Demon. And the last time we seen it when Edge was in WWE still at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 39, yeah, that Hell in a Cell match.
Why did he lose? I don't know why. Not gonna get into that, but so yeah. What if Finn did get hurt? Where
You know
would Finn be right now?
You know what makes me sad about Finn Balor is, like, not only him getting hurt, like that definitely changed trajectory forever, but last summer when he was having his feud with Seth Rollins and he had the whole storyline of like 7 years, and they were hammering that home. Looking back on it now, it was the right decision to have Seth Rollins hold the title and like build the prestige of that title, looking back on it now, but with the power of hindsight. But in the moment, I wanted Finn Balor to win so bad. Finn Balor as a singles competitor is amazing, and he's great in the tag division too, don't get me wrong, but like you said, Devin, he on the mic, he's fantastic. He's amazing. I love Finn Balor. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, and I want him to get a singles push again so bad, and I'm so nervous that he's not going to get another opportunity to shine.
Yeah, because I was definitely like, if this show existed back then, I would have picked Finn to win that match. I'm not gonna lie. I would have been like, oh, it's time.
Both
Oh
of them,
yeah.
Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. I picked him to win both. I wanted him to win so bad.
Yeah, I'm
Money in
like,
Bank. I had a feeling he was gonna lose, but it's that story at SummerSlam.
yeah, the SummerSlam one. That's where I'm like, no, double down, because I'm like, Money in
SummerSlam
the
for
Bank,
sure.
I could have maybe been like, oh, Seth's gonna enter in the first one, but I was like, SummerSlam,
Well,
coming off of Seth, it's the perfect time. The second biggest pay per view or
and it's
PLE.
it's funny because Elijah, I that was around the time when I got introduced to you. For those of you that don't know, Elijah lives way out west in Colorado, and
The
Devin and I
old-
are stuck here in Ohio.
Oh,
Just-
yes, you know.
Yeah, all the way out there. For those of you that don't know. But I had just gotten introduced to you, Elijah, and then I found out you were a wrestling fan. So I remember having a conversation about the storyline that they could have run had Finn Balor won World Championship, Damian Priest was Money in the Bank holder. Like I remember having that conversation with you. So that would have been absolute cinema. But I love Finn Balor so much, and I want him to get back into the singles competition so bad.
The coup de
100%.
grace, the whole finisher I said last week, that would kill someone, bro. Like,
It
man, I
actually
love
would,
Finn.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love-
cave in your rib cage immediately.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Hey, good icebreaker, man. That was
Good icebreaker, Elijah.
Clap. I
right,
really had to think about that one.
Like I said at the beginning of the episode, we got a lot to dive into, so we're just going to jump right into the next topic here. As I said, Clash at the Castle was this past Saturday. I believe that it was a fantastic show. Before we dive into the matches, I have a question for you guys. The Scotland crowd showed up, showed out.
Oh yeah.
They were top tier. Unbelievable crowd. The international crowds continue to just amaze me every single PLE that takes place outside of North America. My question for you is, do you guys prefer the French AJ Styles chant, the phenomenal chant, or do you prefer the Scotland Cody Rhodes chant? Because after Backlash, I had come onto this podcast and I said, I can't get the phenomenal chant out of my head. I say it walking around my house. That has now been replaced by the Cody Rhodes chant. The Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. I love that chant. I can't stop saying it. And I just want to ask you guys, like, which crowd overall did you prefer? And like, of those two chants specifically, which one did you enjoy more? Devin, I'll start with you.
I did like that. The Scotland crowd was crazy, man. I mean, lately all these.
They're awesome.
Oh man, I feel like all these other countries are competing with each other, and then here's America, like, yeah, we're
What?
here,
What?
and so it's like
You're
it's
trying to
like,
have a serious promo? What?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
Piper Niven's cutting the promo of her life. What?
What?
I
Shut
fought,
up.
I fought for my life for this. What?
What?
And you just do
Yeah,
their faces
literally.
like, really? That's a what? And like, sorry.
I'm going to interrupt you. No, you're good. I'm going to interrupt you now to go on another tangent here, which we
What?
can't do.
Oh, no.
We got a lot to fit
Zach
into this
Candy, bro.
episode. It was the week before you went to Raw, the week before the Toledo show. Jey Uso was cutting a promo, and he was like being super serious, and he was like, I lost my family over this. And the crowd's just, what? It's like, he just said he lost his family.
I think they were saying
Like,
yeet.
why
Were
are
they saying
we-
yeet or
Why
what?
are we
Country?
flooding?
Nothing's the same. What?
Dude,
We have wars
it's so
out there.
frustrating.
This has changed my life forever. What?
It's
Wait,
so
were they saying what or
frustrating.
yeet?
No, they were saying what?
Oh,
They're
God.
they might have
been-
to a baby face? Oh,
It kind
no.
of sounded like what?
Yeah,
I'm
They
not-
want
I
baby
can see that.
faces. They want
I'm
baby
like
faces,
90% sure they were
Oh,
saying
no,
what. Because
there
Jey
is-
Uso has that cadence too, where he'll intentionally pause for the yeets.
Yeah,
So like,
but
too. It was a mixture
Whatever.
of yeet and what?
that's
yeah, whatever.
my biggest
All
pet
right.
peeve when you're trying to have a serious promo.
It's
Read
the worst.
the room. Like, gosh.
Literally. All right, Devin, get us back on track
Okay.
here. I'm sorry.
To
I'm
answer
sorry
your
for sidebarring.
question, I still have to go with the France crowd. It's still,
What?
Just
okay. You want to go there, buddy? Okay, whatever. The France crowd is still the best crowd we had in the PLE, all PLE so far.
Mhm.
I think with the upcoming PLE, Toronto will definitely I think they're going trying to compete with it, but I'm not going to say anything like Scotland. The Scotland crowd wasn't bad or anything because they were popping, man. I loved it. It's just like France crowd was something different. I think it changed something like for every crowd to like be at their level. So I gotta go with the France crowd here.
Elijah, what's your opinion on the two crowds?
It's tough because both crowds went crazy.
What?
Like, both crowds were
Hey, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me.
I'm leaving the podcast.
Don't do that.
Oh gosh, no.
No, like, both crowds went crazy, and it was really tough to see like which one like was better, because honestly they're almost on the same playing field. If like, realistically, if I had to say what I preferred, I think I would prefer the Scotland crowd. And the reason I say that, like, it's a little jump ahead, but the stuff that happened on the show, both the cheers and the boos
Yep.
were insane. Like, when the shocking stuff happened, because Backlash was super awesome, but nothing really super shocking happened.
Right. I agree.
Clash of the Castle, there was a couple shocking things that happened, to say the least.
Lot, man.
To say the least, that we'll dive into in a second. But
it was I enjoyed it. I enjoyed both crowds. I just want to say that they're two different types of crowds, though. I feel like the France crowd was like rabid, and they were dialed in, and they were really, really loud at certain points, and then like they just went on these crazy like tangents, and they were just all over the place. The Scotland crowd was very like organized, and they were all on the same page, and they were very like routine about their whole thing, and they were loud from beginning to end.
It's like
Both crowds are amazing.
It's like they scripted it the night before. It's crazy, man. They all got together.
Literally, it's weird.
They all got together in a different arena. Like, all right, so when this guy comes,
it's
out,
weird.
Oh gosh,
but
no,
both crowds are amazing. I love these international crowds, man. I can't get enough of it. And like I said, the Cody Rhodes chant just continues to play in my head, and I'm just walking around my house just chanting Cody Rhodes' name. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, that was, to my surprise, the opening match. So AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes in an I Quit match was the opening match to the show, which, like I said, blew my mind. So I went into this match with the expectation of it's not going to be as good as their Backlash match, but if it's half as good, it's still going to be a fantastic match. I am happy to report it exceeded my expectations completely. This match was amazing. And I predicted that it would get bloody. There would be some crazy spots. That all was true. I would say probably 5 minutes into the match, Cody Rhodes is already bleeding. Later on in the match, AJ Styles started bleeding. There was one spot where AJ Styles is getting ready to do the phenomenal forearm. Cody Rhodes throws the chair at him. He falls off the side of the ropes, off the apron.
Memes for
threw
days.
Sonic toys out of him. That was crazy.
That was hilarious. Also, we predicted that Mama Rhodes would be involved in this match. Little behind the scenes, after the episode dropped last Thursday, that following Friday, Cody Rhodes had tweeted out a picture of him and his mom on a plane on their way to Scotland. So I sent it to the boys, and I was like, we might be in trouble here.
Oh,
Mama
no.
Rhodes is going to be in Scotland. We might be in trouble. She might be taking some nasty bumps.
Not just a bump, but she was about to take a chair bump, bro. Like, AJ grabbed the chair, was like,
Literally,
hit you with it. Like, oh my gosh.
What did I say? Didn't I say? Mama Rhodes, she's the steel chair. I called it. I was like, there's going to be a steel chair, and it's going to be like, he's going to try to swing it at her or threaten it or something.
So
Cody didn't fold, but I could see it coming from a mile away.
We were right, but we were wrong. So Mama Rhodes was involved in this match, but she was on the offense. So she slapped AJ Styles like 3 times right in the face. It was awesome. They changed their Cody Rhodes chant to a Mama Rhodes chant, which I loved. That was hilarious. So that was great. One of my favorite tropes in the world of professional wrestling is when the heel introduces a weapon, introduces something, and you just know that the something that they introduce is going to end up biting them in the ass. So AJ Styles brings out the black velvet bag. Because of how crazy this match was, I believed it was the thumbtacks. I thought they were bringing the thumbtacks back. I
No.
100% thought it was thumbtacks.
I
No.
thought so too.
Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, "There's no way they're doing thumbtacks again."
Holy shit! Holy
Literally
shit!
before the bag even empties. So I was wrong. AJ Styles dumps out a pair of handcuffs,
Ooh,
and
kinky.
as I said, whatever the heel introduces is going to eventually end up biting him. So AJ Styles gets handcuffs to the ropes. Cody Rhodes goes out, grabs a set of steel steps, gets ready to obliterate him with the steel steps, and AJ Styles says, "I quit." So Cody Rhodes is still your champion. A lot of people on the internet didn't love the way that the match ended. I don't really understand like what the hate is towards that. Like, an I quit match has to end eventually. You can't just not end the match.
I actually have something right here, real quick. I don't mean to
Yeah.
interject.
So like I
saw
said,
something.
I'll pass it. Yeah, I'll hand it off to you. Give me your thoughts on this match.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna read something. It's a quote by it popped up on my Facebook page by Wrestling24. I don't know who it is, but anywho. So
Shout
here's
out.
the exact quote, and I'll go from there. The two I Quit matches both criticized about the finish, but the difference was one actually made sense on why someone would finally give up, and the other one was ridiculously stupid. And before I finish this, I'm not saying I agree with this.
What?
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
And the I Quit matches we're talking about is AJ versus Cody, and then Adam Copeland versus Christian in AEW. So
refresh my memory. I don't know how that match ended. I'm so sorry.
So,
well, I'm about to tell you.
yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
cool.
So it was a really, really bloody match. Like, it honestly is still really, really good. Because, like, me and Devin actually, like, he was watching it live and, like, was kind of showing me the screen, like, a TV screen, too. And I was like, this is actually pretty good. Okay, like,
Yeah.
they're cooking. So how the match ended in the Adam Copeland versus Christian. Adam Copeland, and this is the quote, Adam Copeland had Christian tied up in the corner, and Christian Cage didn't quit till after taking a paddle covered in huge nails to his nuts. That was true.
Okay.
He was teasing the weapon for so long. He hit him in the abs with it, and he's like, "Do you quit?" No. And then he's like, "Oh, bet." Bam! Low blows him with it, and he's like, "Do you quit?" No. And he's getting ready to swing it again, and then he finally quits.
Mm-hmm.
So he took 2 shots with a nail board, essentially, one to the abdomen and one to the family jewels.
Okay.
Now,
Christian's cage, if you will.
yeah, Christian's cage.
No.
So we're never gonna finish this episode.
No, it's just gonna strap in, ladies and gentlemen. This was gonna be a long
Oh
one.
my god.
We're going for 2.5 hours.
Oh my gosh.
No, so
Start a new
He says
trend.
any normal man would have also quit that match immediately. Meanwhile, in WWE, they did the same finish of AJ being tied up in the corner, but he quit because he was too scared to get hit with the steps. Even if you're the biggest WWE mark in the world, if you have any sensible reason, you have to admit that the finish was corny and lame, and it goes on to kind of shit on WWE. Now, I'm not saying it's true, but I can see why people are upset about it, because if Christian Cage is going through that, AJ Styles can go through that too. Like, it's one of those where I understand AJ Styles is the heel, and he has to kind of be like a cowardly heel and be like, "Oh, I quit. I'm not going to get hit with that." But with how everything was built up, like the fake retirement and everything, I'm not saying AJ should have won, but like, there should have been a little bit more damage. Like, maybe something on the similar level of Christian Cage, not like the wooden 2x4 or anything like that, but like, let's say like gets hit with the chair and just, oh my god, like he's down, but like, do you quit? No. And then Cody's like, "Oh, you're not going to quit after doing that to my mom? All right, steel steps." Oh, and then he quits. Then that would make a little bit more sense to me. I still think it was a fantastic match. Don't get me wrong, but I do see how like the finish could upset a little people, because it's like, it's AJ Styles. He wouldn't just fucking quit right there. You know what I mean? But that's like my little 2 cents on it.
Well,
Devin, it looked like you wanted to jump in.
well, like, my problem is like, why are we just gonna continue like we're gonna continue like to compare AEW and WWE matches? Like, AEW did this, WWE did this. Like, bro, who cares what that match did or this match did? Both matches were awesome. I didn't have no problem with the finish. People need to stop being bitches and just enjoy it. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree.
Dude, like you're going too deep with this. Like
No,
too deep. Like
I completely agree with you. Not to cut you off, but like that's where I am with it. Like, just enjoy wrestling. Like
It's the best
it's
time.
not that deep.
It's-
Like, I promise you, it's not. Like, I understand where people can get upset with it, but it's like they're two different humans. First of all, like if you want to like bring real life into it, like some people have higher pain tolerances than others,
Yeah,
I guess.
like-
I don't know. Like if you want to like be super realistic about it, but also like Cody ended up hitting him with the steps anyway. So like, what's it matter?
that's what I'm
Like
saying too.
after
Oh,
AJ
yeah.
said I quit, like he still hit him with
I
the steps. So
knew.
like,
Yeah.
I knew he's gonna get hit too. Like after even he quit, it's like nah, he's still gonna pop him. Like
yeah,
I just don't get why
Yeah.
we gotta do this. Like I know we usually just talk about WWE and like AEW. It's kind of like now I'm not always watching every episode. I can't lie, but like they do put up some great matches. Like I love Will Ospreay, he's killing it. MJF is back, so I'm excited about that. Swerve, that's my guy. If they screw him over at freaking Forbidden Door, I might be done. Just sorry, I'm now more sorry. I'm just saying, but it's just a great time
Double
to be a
champ.
wrestling fan. I think we just need to enjoy it instead of like trying to act like we're journalists here. Dave Meltzer.
No, I agree with that. I was just more of like I brought it up to be like,
No,
I can
yeah.
see why they're mad.
Yeah,
Not that, like I said from the top, I was like, I'm not saying I agree with it. Like, it's still a petty ass reason to be like, it sucked because that match
Yeah.
did not suck.
well,
That
no,
was a dope match.
I'm glad you brought it up because I hadn't seen that yet, and it makes like I understand where they're coming from, but I don't understand why everybody has to be so tribalistic about
oh yeah,
like WWE versus AEW. Like
Yeah,
it's
just like
not
wrestling. How about that? Just
Literally.
if you're a wrestling fan, be a wrestling fan.
yeah.
exactly. And if you
It's not that
prefer
hard.
one company over the other, like you don't have
That's how it
to
is.
like take a dump on the other company. Like I prefer WWE over AEW. That doesn't mean I hate AEW. Like I've never looked at it to be that deep.
I hate Tony Khan. There's a big
Oh,
difference.
Oh, whoa. Now we're taking stands here.
What?
Hey,
I'm
we
not, listen.
we
great
podcast for
talent.
the sickos.
There's great talent on that AEW roster. And it's just the booking is so up and down because like the pay-per-views, fantastic. The weekly shows, I can't watch to save my life. I can't.
Not so much.
Yeah, so like
Just
that's just me. That's just me.
Tony Khan just needs to delete his Twitter. Like
Dude,
just
imagine Triple H doing that. I will hate Triple
hire a
H.
PR team.
I will hate
Like
Triple H
hire
forever.
somebody to run your Twitter for you.
Literally.
Just like stay off Twitter, please.
We got so
And
out
your
of
show will
context.
be
We're such
so
guys.
much better.
We're such guys. We're just talking about Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. Now we're over here to AEW.
Hey, but
I love
listen,
this.
I want to say one more thing about this match before we do move on though. To me, talking about looking way too deep into things, I think that what this did for Cody was it did solidify this title reign because a lot of people haven't been too happy with it yet, which I don't understand why.
What?
But for me,
People hate it?
for me, this match,
Fickle.
literally, for me, this match solidified in my eyes. Like Cody is willing to go there. Like if he has to go there to
Mhm.
defend his title, he will. Like we saw him this match was gruesome. It was hard hitting.
Oh yeah,
Dirty.
he bled. He got
Oh,
his
yeah,
blood.
I think
like,
he's trying to
and-
cut to like kind of like have him more come down, but it happens. I wasn't like too worried about. Like I just saw blood.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
happy.
They show some blood.
Blood!
So
But I think
Yeah.
I think that this match in my opinion definitely solidified Cody as like, hey, like I'm
Mhm.
here, I'm willing to do what it takes to keep this championship. So unless you guys have anything to add on, I'm going to move on to the next match. We just spent a good amount of time on that match,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think it was worthy of it because that match, one, was great, and two, a lot of fallout from that match.
Yeah.
Okay. This next match was the surprise of the night as far as results go. So it was the triple threat women's tag team match for the tag team championships on the women's side. It was Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill going in as champions versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus the unholy union of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. So to skip all the way to the end, the unholy union ended up winning this match. I believe that it was a shocker to everybody, but I will say last week on our predictions episode, we did say if there was a world where these tag team titles come off of Bianca and Jade, it would be in a triple threat type match. Something that didn't have to directly result in Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill getting pinned. So I see why they pulled the trigger here. And a little peek behind the curtain, like into a real life scenario. I was unaware of this, but apparently Alba Fire had lost her mother like 2 or 3 days before this event. And Triple H said that that's not the reason that they won the match, but he said that it definitely they acknowledged it. They acknowledged it happening, and that it didn't have a direct result on why they won, but they were aware of it. Personally, I think this was the right booking decision. I think that you would have burned a bridge with Scotland had none of your Scottish wrestlers won. So I think that was a smart business decision. Also, I don't know about you guys, but the singles division on Monday Night Raw specifically is in a bad spot right now as far as the women go. And I don't think that they're going to tell the story of Bianca versus Jade just yet, but I do think that one of those two are desperately needed on Monday Night Raw for the singles division, because when you look at it, everybody that's like a viable competitor for Liv Morgan's title is busy. They're either Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark in the tag team division. They're either Io Sky and Lyra Valkyria, who kind of have a little program going on right now. And then Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are not there, who are your two biggest stars in the women's division. So Monday Night Raw they're in a bad spot as far as women's division goes. So I think I could see a scenario where one of them ends up on Monday Night Raw in some sort of trade or something of that nature. So I think that could play into it. But overall, this match was good. Nothing crazy. As soon as Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill hit their creative finisher, tag team finisher, Isla Dawn had come in and suplexed, I believe it was Jade Cargill. She suplexed Jade Cargill and took the pin, or got the pin on Shayna Baszler after Shayna Baszler had taken the finisher. So very well choreographed match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good match. Devin, do you think that this is the right booking decision as far as getting the titles off of Bianca and Jade? And also, I want to know your opinion on what I said about Bianca and Jade potentially going over to Monday Night Raw, one of them for the singles division.
So when it comes to booking, I guess we'll have to see how, like, when time goes. I mean, the fact that people were saying, "Oh, they won because Alba's mom," no, that's messed up. I'm sorry, like you can't. I feel like that'd be kind of like weird. Like you can't just do that because that messes up how you do the booking style. There's a story, like because what Triple H is doing, long-term storytelling, pretty much. So we can't mess that up. So I think it was planned. But I think personally it was awesome, like because it shocked me, because we all said that Bianca and Jade were gonna win. They didn't, which like, what the heck? And then I think it was the right tag team to win it. So I was very happy to see that, and Scotland popped, because I think like they didn't expect them to win either. If you really like, because like the 1, 2, because usually like when they know they're about to win, like 1, 2. But if you go back, you listen, just kind of like 1, 2, 3, and then just boom, like everyone's just going crazy. Like, what? So that was awesome. You actually opened my mind up to this Raw, the women's Raw division. Can't speak tonight, ha.
Sorry.
But dang, I was like thinking about it, like, dang, even Liv Morgan's busy. Like,
yeah, and she's the champion.
Crazy.
And like, I think they're starting. they're
Yeah.
starting this. They're starting this little program with Zelina Vega, and I like Zelina
Yeah,
Vega.
slowly.
She's fine. Like she's a good wrestler, and I think she can take a title shot whenever. Like she's got enough skin in the game to where she's earned that. But I mean, when you think about it, the main event scene in the women's division over on Monday Night Raw just is severely hurting right now.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, to be honest. Like they're not like it's not bad. It's not bad booking. It's like what the women are doing, or they're doing great. It's just like there's a title, like there's a title. I swear, like so. I think
there's something to fight for.
Dude,
you wouldn't know it.
Yeah,
but
if they're holding it for Rhea, that'll kind of piss me off because like it wouldn't make sense. You know, like I get it, she's hurt, and you need someone to hold the belt, but it's just like it would literally be like you're just holding it for Rhea, like you're literally the placeholder. So we need to kind of get it going.
Get something going here.
Yeah, thank you for opening that for me. I really didn't notice that, to be honest.
Hey, you're welcome. Elijah, you got anything on this one?
It was a fine match. It wasn't my favorite of the night, if I'm being honest, but the result, on the other hand, not only was it shocking, but I think it was well deserved, actually. Like,
absolutely.
It was just surprising because there was a little bit of build-up, but nothing crazy, especially like when they took the pin really fast the Raw before, and I was like, what?
I said that. I specifically said that. So I had said to you guys, I believe that they could win this match, but then the Monday Night Raw before the show, Isla Dawn literally passed out like 2 minutes into that tag match against Zoe and Shayna, and I was just very, very confused. So that had killed any hope that I had of them winning. So that made it even more shocking.
No, it definitely did, but I'm definitely like, I think it's well deserved. Like they're talented, and I'm really talented. I'm gonna let them see what they can do. I'm not gonna be like, oh, they should have kept it on Jade Bianca. Like, I'm gonna see what they do, because this could be the catalyst of them breaking up a couple months down the line with Bianca and Jade. But I'm super excited about it, so I'm gonna see.
Yeah, that one-on-one feud, that feud between those two is going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they're going to give it to us yet. Kind of like the way that they teased us with the King of the Ring tournament with Gunther and Ilya. I think they're gonna kind of tease us about it.
I have a question real quick. So I think that match got overlooked by Jade's botches. Like, listen now.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't even mention that.
So I know that it happens. It's wrestling. You are performing live, so once it happens, it happens. You can tell
those top ropes are just like slippery or something. I don't know what was going on that night, because it wasn't even just her.
If you really look into it, if you watch the match, like she was kind of like, so when she did the finish move, she was kind of like hesitating. I think that she's like rushing, and then she realized like, oh, I'm not trying to go too fast, because when she was about to make the pin, she stopped, and then she like went back, and then someone pulled her. So like that kind of stuff was happening. No, like that. When she trying to drop off the top rope and then trying to remove, oh, that looked bad. It looked pretty bad.
It looked bad. It looked bad, but she, like Elijah said, she wasn't the only one to have made a mistake that night. And also, like, she recovered so well.
Oh, yeah,
like, it looked bad, but, like, she made it look like she recovered very well. Another thing that happened with Jade Cargill, did you guys see that she tapped out when Shayna had her in the chokehold? So, like, I don't know. I don't know if this is planned. I don't know if this is planned or not, but the ref was behind Shayna Baszler, and she kind of like tapped on her arm. So like the ref didn't see it. So like, I don't know if they were trying to like, maybe that's a storyline that happens down the road. Like Shayna Baszler's like, no, like I should be the champion right now, which I believe she did mention on Monday Night Raw, the following episode, but maybe they feed that into a storyline and that was the part of the plan all along. But then again, maybe Jade Cargill was like stiffing her and like hitting her for shoot, and Shayna had to like put her in her place or something. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it was the rope situation. We'll get into it later because she wasn't the only one to have a rope malfunction. But yeah, I don't know what it is. She had a very clunky match. But
it happened.
Then again, that fireman's carry into the like into the power slam, like the suplex, like Jade Cargill's a beast, and she knows she knows how to wrestle. It's just a matter of fine tuning certain things. Jade Cargill's going to be fine. She's going to be a star.
Someone had a
But
good point that like that's why they have her with Bianca. Very like a veteran kind of person that can help you along the way. And actually, there was a video that popped up. I think it was either today or yesterday. It popped up, and they had like she was upset. Jay, like you can't act like you didn't mess up. Like she messed up, and she knew that. But Bianca went up to her and said, "Keep your chin up," and that's what she needs. It's like it's gonna happen. It wasn't perfect, but like once again, though, she is so athletic, so strong, and she's able to be a world champion in the future. Just it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, absolutely. The next match. The next match is the Intercontinental Championship match, where Sami Zayn went in as champion versus Chad Gable, and Sami Zayn won.
Put your glasses back on. Come on, do it.
I was the only one. I was the only one to have picked Chad Gable to win this match. So this match followed basically the same story beat as the triple threat match from King and Queen of the Ring. You guys are so annoying. You have a loss on this pay-per-view. I don't know what's happening. You guys suck. This match followed the same exact story beat as the triple threat from King and Queen of the Ring. So the match itself was great. There were plenty of false finishes. I will say, when the Sami Zayn was going for the hula kick and Chad Gable had ducked, Sami Zayn almost hit Maxine Dupree, and then Chad Gable hit his suplex pin combo, false finish. I definitely thought that was the end of the match. No big deal. They end up going out to the outside of the ring. Chad Gable gets Sami Zayn into an ankle lock, which Sami Zayn rolls out of. Chad Gable takes out Maxine Dupree at the leg, which leads to Otis and Maxine kind of at odds with Chad Gable, and they get into a little riff. And then Otis ends up carrying Maxine out of the ring. Sami Zayn comes in, hits a hula kick on Chad Gable. Sami Zayn, 1, 2, 3, and still the Intercontinental Champion. Whenever this match ended, not just because I lost, that I'm not going to say that had nothing to do with it, but I was actually mad. I was mad about this match. I am not now. It is now, I think, 4 days past. I'm gonna go full screen on myself here, so I don't have to see you guys anymore. I was mad about this match. I thought it was the wrong decision. Chad Gable has now lost 5 Intercontinental Championship matches. I don't know what's going on here. They just signed him to a massive contract from everything that the internet says. It was time to pull the trigger. I think Chad Gable should be your Intercontinental champion right now. But, I mean, what happened on Monday Night Raw, I guess it all starting to make sense as to why they didn't do that. But overall, this match was great. I very much enjoyed this match. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to let you two kind of take over this match because Lord knows you guys got a lot of gloating to do. And this could be the end of the Tag Me In podcast as we know it. So go ahead. Take the floor. I don't care which one of you.
Can I go first? Because I am first place, Dev. But oh man, I remember this guy said, "I picked Chad Gable. He deserves to win." Which, by the way, he deserves. He does deserve the IC championship, but just not yet, buddy. Just not yet.
Well, guess what? He's never going to get into the picture of the title again because he's lost 5 IC title matches. Listen, what are we doing?
I get it. Listen. You know that feeling in your gut when it says, like, go for it?
I'm getting on my phone because I'm mad.
You should stop that right there.
I don't want to hear your point.
Oh, my point is Sammy is just awesome. We already knew that. So that's why we picked him. Because we got
who else is awesome? Chad Gable.
Chad Gable is awesome. But Sami Zayn is just something else, buddy. Okay, that's why we picked him. I'm kidding. I love Chad Gable. And I hope he does win it soon. I just don't know when.
He's not going to.
But when
Spoiler,
he does,
he's not going to.
And Elijah will pick him, and then Zach does it, and we will. I can see the future already. Go ahead, Elijah. He's kidding.
I don't have too much to say about it. I just, I'm glad me and Devin picked the right one.
Zach's Zach.
For our audio only listeners, he is holding up a picture of Grumpy Gable.
I like Grumpy Gable. Grumpy Gable might stick. I like that.
Grumpy Gable. I don't have much to say, but I'm glad we make the right pick, and it'll be Chad's day one day when he comes back from the dead, and we'll pick him then.
It's not going to be
right now.
I hate to break this news to you guys, but it's never going to be his day. So there's that. Overall, this match was great. I don't think you guys disagree with me. This match had a lot of fun.
Awesome match.
This match was so much fun. When you put Sami Zayn and Chad Gable into a ring, they're going to make magic.
In ring and storytelling.
We're not going to spend too much time on this match because we're going to dive into it with our Monday Night Raw review because Chad Gable has a huge part in Monday Night Raw. So we're going to move on to the next match. Bayley,
okay, cool. These are off now.
Bayley going in as champion against Piper Niven, the hometown girl for the WWE Women's Championship. So right off the bat, what I noticed about this match was I think this is the match that the crowd kind of took a break. Anytime Bayley goes to the UK, they have the song that they do for her, the Will You Be My Girl, and they tried to get that up and off the ground a couple times, and it just never really took off. So the crowd actually had a huge factor for me personally in this match, in my interest in this match. It was a fine enough match. It wasn't anything that's going to like melt your face. It's no like Tokyo Dome 6-star Dave Meltzer classic, but it got the job done. And for me personally, the same thing that it kind of did for Cody Rhodes, this kind of did for me with Bayley. Like it solidified Bayley's run, and I love Bayley so much, and I appreciate that she's having these great matches and giving these opportunities to like these lower tier mid-card women, because to wrestle in front of your hometown the way Piper Niven just did, and you could see it in her intro, like she was getting very, very emotional. So I think that they also did a smart thing by kind of protecting Piper, because they took the route of like Bayley's this veteran who got one over on the young gal or the young woman, and like with the crucifix roll up type finish. So I really appreciate the choreography of this match, keeping Piper Niven looking strong. And honestly, I lost a lot of interest for this match when Chelsea Green got kicked out. Chelsea Green and her character work is so amazing. Chelsea Green she's just a gem. Chelsea Green is a gem. So
that was my favorite part of the match. I'm not gonna lie. When Chelsea Green got kicked out, and then what has been now called Chelsea Verde.
Chelsea Verde
came out.
I haven't seen
that. Was
where has this been?
Awesome.
How have I not seen this?
She comes back and she posted it on her own Instagram. She was like, I'm taking applications for names, and someone said Chelsea Verde, and that's my favorite one.
Oh, that is insane.
Wait,
I love that so much.
That was Chelsea? That with the match?
No, that's Chelsea Verde. That was that was Chelsea.
Her twin sister.
Okay, I thought you. Okay.
For those of you that don't know, you might be completely lost. Chelsea Green came out to the ring with Piper Niven. They're a tag team together. So Chelsea Green grabs Bayley's ankle, and the ref throws her out, and she is throwing a little temper tantrum all the way back to the backstage area. And I don't know, 10 minutes goes by, and then somebody comes running down the ramp, and everybody's like, "Who is this?" Chelsea Green returns
in the same attire. I want to mention the same exact attire.
Wearing the same exact thing. The only difference is she now has a pink Rey Mysterio mask.
It's Chelsea Verde.
And Charles Robinson was the referee for this match, but Chelsea Green hops up on the apron, and Charles Robinson is like, "What are you doing here? We all know it's you."
She's like, "That's not me. I come out to support her."
So funny. So funny. Chelsea
Look,
Green.
I swear to God, Charles Robinson just had that look of like,
What are you doing?
Because I'm dumb. Like,
yeah, do you think I'm stupid?
Yeah.
Am I a joke to you?
Dude, literally, it was so funny. Chelsea Green is such a gem, dude, and like, kind of like peeking ahead to the next PLE. I hope Chelsea Green is in the Money in the Bank match so bad.
my gosh.
Oh man, I want her to be Money in the Bank, Miss Money in the Bank so bad. She would be such a perfect Money in the Bank winner. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. This match was fine. This match did what it was supposed to do. It was honestly the most underwhelming match of the night, in my opinion. But I don't know. Bayley continues her run as champion, and I'm honestly very interested to see where they go with Bayley and this title run, because it doesn't really have any feud connected to it. I think that this Piper Niven feud was a one-time thing because she was in Scotland, and I don't really know if she gets back into this main event scene anytime soon. So, Devin, what do you have to add to this match? Did it land for you? Was it also underwhelming in your opinion?
I hope no one hates me. So when the match started, like 5 minutes in, I got bored. Went to mix lunch.
Oh, you're the worst. That's
Yeah,
disrespectful.
I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Listen, I love Bailey, but Bailey's run has just been so And then like the match took so long to get it going. Like I got more interested the last 3 minutes of the match. I hate that. I'm sorry, I hate that. When I get bored like I'm not saying like every match is like has to go like, oh, let's go, like backflip off the ropes and I'm gonna jump off the roof and land. Like I'm not saying
Devin
that.
has a short attention span.
Yeah, I really do. I'm not kidding. Like
Yeah.
I always been like that since I was little. If I get bored, I get bored like that. So when the match kind of like goes slow, it's going very slow. And it's like you said, the crowd kind of took a break. So I took a break and but I got back towards the end, and the ending was great, but I just wasn't. Her run? It's so disappointing, but I'm hoping like it kicks up, and then by the time it does, I feel like she's gonna lose the belt. So
Jade Cargill.
Like it's nothing against Bayley. I love Bayley. She's awesome, man. Like she had that great feud with Io, like towards the road of WrestleMania, and then she had that great triple threat match in Backlash. I just feel bad saying that, but it's like I have to be honest.
I think Nia Jax will be her big feud. I think she'll make it through Money in the Bank. I don't think that she's gonna get cashed on that night. She'll make it through Money in the Bank, and then
you never need.
Huh?
You never know, List.
You'd never know.
Yeah, you're right. Though I don't think it will happen.
I think they're going to build this Nia Jax match, and I think that'll be a proper feud, and that'll be a proper build. And so I think we'll get back on the Bayley train as soon as that the Nia Jax feud starts. So that was the penultimate match. We are moving on to the main event. The main event of the night was Damian Priest going in as World Heavyweight Champion. What? You look confused.
You're missing a match.
No.
Is he? Definitely not.
Yeah, this is the fifth match.
True?
Yeah, he's about to talk about that.
Yeah, that's what I was just introing.
Okay,
Welcome to Tag Me In. We do wrestling here.
No, when he said that, I was like, wait, I thought Zach was on the fifth match. I was like, am I tripping too? Like, did I miss him?
No. As I was saying, we're going to the main event now.
Yeah, main event.
Damian Priest going in as World Heavyweight Champion versus Scotland's own Drew McIntyre.
Okay,
so
take these off now.
Welcome to the show, Devin. Jeez,
I know. Only an hour in.
Late, but my brother took over for me, and I'm very grateful for that.
Ricochet.
That's my dad.
He has a little bit of time off now.
I just want to let everyone know that he's doing great. He's back's a little fucked up right now, but he's getting through it. So thank you for the prayers. Right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate
it. Okay. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. I was very, very excited about this match because the possibilities were endless. And this match started off kind of slow, but they were building up to something very cool. So these are two gigantic men just absolutely demolishing each other. The match had a very scary moment where Damian Priest was getting ready to do his front flip off the top ropes dive to the outside that he sometimes does. And he only pulls that move out every once in a while, like for the PLEs, for, matches that deserve it. And this is certainly one of those. So for those of you that may have missed it, Damian Priest is running towards the ropes. He steps on the middle rope. His foot slips, but his momentum carries him to the outside of the ring. So his leg literally got wedged in between the top and the middle rope. It was so scary. I literally, I stood up from where I was sitting and I threw my hands on my head because I literally thought that he tore every ligament in his knee. I thought that he broke every bone in his leg. I was terrified. You could even see Drew McIntyre kind of break character a little bit and check on him. And then I would assume Damian Priest told him hey, no, I'm good, sell, we're good. And Drew McIntyre then decided to kick him in the ribs a few times. And I think it was Eddie Orengo, I think is the official's name, the referee's name. He tried his damnedest to undo those ropes, and he could not get it. Yeah.
Yeah, Drew's like,
Yeah,
what
he
the hell
was-
are you doing?
Well, Drew was super smart with this. I love how he made up for it because he gets up. He's like, "Well, what the?
Yeah,
Well, I
what the
can't win
hell's
the
going on?
title." He does the belt thing. He's like, "I can't win the title. I have to pin him."
Yep,
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
grabs, he
Veteran.
untangles him, flips him back right side, and then just
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
so
how you sell.
this
Yeah,
This
that was
match-
an excellent save to say the least.
it was awesome. After that, so it is now known that Damian Priest has no serious injuries. He walked away unscathed, and he was selling the entire match. Shout out to Damian Priest. That man, he just gets better and better every single week. And when he won Money in the Bank, I was very critical of it, and I did not think that was the right winner. Yada yada yada. He's continuing to prove me wrong, and I am so happy about it.
I wasn't familiar with your game.
Exactly. I was familiar with his game. I just didn't think he was world champion worthy. Anyway, I was wrong. Damian Priest is great, and he continues to amaze me every single week. But this match was awesome. So there were plenty of false finishes in this match. There was a spot where I forget what the first move was, but Drew immediately counters with a Claymore kick. Claymore kick right into Damian Priest. Damian Priest kicks out at 2.999. It was an insane false finish. It was so cool. A little later on in the match, the ref takes a bump. So I forget. The ref ended up on the outside of the ring somehow.
He dodged because there were both two big guys
Yeah.
that coming after him, and he dodged out of it.
The ref was in the corner. They were running towards the corner. He jumped out. You're right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
Jumped onto the apron. Was like, "Oh my
Yep.
god!" Almost
Yeah.
died.
Yeah. So as the ref was climbing back into the ring, he takes a bump. Literally gets launched into the
Flies
barricade.
into the barricade. Just
literally gets a rocket launched into the
grabs-
barricade.
Oh my god!
So the ref is out. So then they end up back in the ring. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre do. The ref is still on the outside of the ring. Drew hits a Claymore kick, goes to pin Damian Priest. The crowd counts to 11 or 12, I think. But there's no ref, so nobody's counting. So Drew McIntyre signals to the back hey, get me a ref out here. Well, what do we see? Wide shot camera, we see a ref just sprinting down the ramp, right? All right, cool. Here comes the ref. Here comes a crazy false finish. Obviously, Damian Priest is going to kick out. We've watched wrestling plenty of times. So that's kind of what happened. This referee comes, slides into the ring, counts 1, 2, doesn't count again. The other camera from the opposite side shoots the referee. It's CM Punk. CM Punk came in, holds up the deuces. It was awesome. CM Punk came in, counted the 2, and then intentionally did not count to 3, screwing over Damian Priest in front of his hometown once again. Drew McIntyre, good save. Veteran move out of you. Drew McIntyre freaks out, starts choking CM Punk. CM Punk hits him with a low blow, and that's when Damian Priest was able to come in on one leg, by the way, choke slam, South of Heaven, 1, 2, 3, and still World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest. So this match, from beginning to end, was very hard-hitting, very entertaining. It was awesome. And what I love is they continue to build this Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk feud, and we all called it. All three of us called it. We're not special. The entire IWC, ICW, whatever you want to call them, the internet, everybody on the internet called this. So CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre once again in front of his home crowd. Excellent camera work on that CM Punk slide in. It was so good. And this is one of the most creative ref bump spots of all time. So I really, really enjoyed it. Elijah, I'll let you kind of take the baton here because you were texting us about how awesome this was and how much you loved it. So I know you got something to add about it. So I'm gonna give it off to you here.
Yeah, it made me so happy. Everyone knew CM Punk was coming in, but I was like, how are they gonna do it? Did not expect him to come out in a ref shirt.
Not at all.
Did not think that was going to happen. But I love the recreation of like the Drew McIntyre meme where it was the guy posing in front of the grave and it's like CM Punk's WrestleMania dreams. And then he hits it back on him in real life. This feud is one of my favorite feuds in WWE right now. Just having the who could be the biggest hater is phenomenal, because I bet you when CM Punk is ready to come back, Drew's gonna be like, "Nah, fuck you. You're not winning now. You ain't winning. You're not gonna let me win. You ain't gonna win either." And then like it's gonna just keep on going on and on. And I saw someone make a good point. This is one of the top feuds and like one of the best. How do I put it? Like storytelling wise, like one of the best feuds. They haven't wrestled a single match yet. It's been 6 months. And that's injury. Yeah. But still, just all of that, having this much hype on a feud and not even having a match in 6 months, that's storytelling, brother. Like, that's the best storytelling that you can have. And I was super excited about it. I want to see this continue because I have a little prediction when we go into the Monday Night Raw here in just a moment. But, yeah. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. It's not prediction. It's more of a fantasy booking, but it would be hilarious if it happened. So
we love fantasy booking
in
here.
A little bit. I'll get into that in a few minutes.
Devin, do you have anything to add to this match? Did you enjoy this match overall?
Oh, dude, I love this match. I'm glad Damien's okay. I couldn't tell. Like, is this real or fake? But no, it's real. My boy
selling was amazing,
and I actually gained a lot of respect from Damien because he like went through the whole match knowing that his ankle was destroyed. He kept going and he put on a perfect match. Drew was doing great. CM Punk, that slide though was 10 out of 10. Now at first I was like, good. Who is that? And then I saw the slick back hair and then the red Nike shoes. I was like, it's CM Punk.
That's what I was just about to say. Okay, I was just about to say that. Am I the only one who knew that was CM Punk immediately upon him sliding in the ring? Because like
that was too smooth.
The internet, well, not only that, CM Punk's an athlete. Not only that, but like the internet seemed to believe that like they didn't know it was CM Punk until the camera goes to the other side. It's like, how the slick back hair and the J's didn't give it away? Like,
I could kind of see, like, if you were, like, looking away or, like, if you blinked or something, because he slid in super fast. So, like, once the camera, because the camera was perfectly placed, because, once he was slid immediately in place, all you see is the ref shirt and pants, and you're like, okay, black pants, ref shirt, bet. 1, 2, and then, like, the whole thing. So,
it was great.
I could see how people
Drew's face was like he just saw, like, no, you can't go do it. You're supposed to be in America.
So good. It's so good.
You turncoats.
Look at those arses.
All right, we arses. You're stupid. All right,
I'm
we
sorry,
gotta move on here. Because we are
we gotta dip into.
we're already at an
this.
hour 10. We still got plenty to talk about. So
Oh yeah.
like we do with every PLE, I want to know your guys' match of the night and an overall grade for this show. Devin, you didn't really get to finish your point about the Damien match, so I'll let you start this one.
See, so I was thinking about that. Like, I was like thinking about like either between Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre or Sammy versus Chad. I'm going to go with just with Damian versus Drew. The way from start to finish, eyes glued to the TV, enjoying every minute. The false finishes were awesome. The bump, then the ref took a bump. Like,
The exit velocity on that referee had it
oh
was
yeah,
crazy.
insane. And with
Launch angle.
the CM Punk screwing over Drew McIntyre, we all saw it coming, but it's just the way they did it. 'Cause it'd been so basic. Oh, is that CM Punk? Oh no, he had the ref shirt on.
Under the ring.
It
Yeah.
caught me off guard, and I loved it. I was laughing my ass off. Like, this guy's a hater, but I love CM Punk. I can't wait for him and Drew to finally like get into the ring together. Wrestle actually. Now, like, hey, on the mic, killing it. I need a match. I need it.
Yeah. What about a letter grade, overall grade for the show?
I want to give it like a B. There weren't there's like some good matches, and it was kind of botchamania a little bit that night. I get the ropes were not like at its best. Like the ropes won that night. I don't know
what was happening with that.
dude. Actually,
Yeah.
AJ was told by the ref like, "Hey, just give you a heads up. These ropes are slippery." So he kind of got the gist about that. So I don't know if the others did. I don't know. But I think it's gonna be still a great show. Like I still like enjoyed it. Just it's yeah.
Elijah, pass it over to you. Match of the night, in your opinion, and letter grade.
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. I think the match of the night was still Sammy versus Chad because the storytelling in it was amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, Drew versus CM Punk was S tier, but if we're going like in ring, like and like the effects afterwards, I think it has to be Sammy versus Chad Gable. And for a letter grade, I'd give it a solid B too. Solid B, not minus or plus, just solid B.
I'm right along the same lines of thinking with you guys. I'm actually gonna go AJ versus Cody Rhodes, the I Quit match. I really enjoyed that match as much as people may have disliked the finish. The match from beginning to end, it was awesome. It was hard hitting, as brutal as I wanted it to be, but not like over the top. It wasn't JBL Eddie Guerrero or JBL John Cena type levels of blood, but it got the point across, and I think it was a good blow off to what's been a really, really good feud. As far as a letter grade, I'm actually going to give it a B plus. I think that it was a good show, and the crowd just like Backlash, the crowd elevated the show.
That was awesome. They did.
The crowd was great.
It was awesome. I enjoyed the crowd. I love the crowds from the international PLEs. It's gonna end soon, and that's gonna be rough.
Yeah. Yep. It's not gonna be too fun. Hopefully Cleveland, steps up.
Come on,
Steps up in
Cleveland.
SummerSlam.
Come on, guys.
All right, we are going to move on to the Monday Night Raw review. We're not going to review the whole show. That's not really what we do here. Just a lot happened that we feel like we need to talk about. So we had a return and a departure. So Seth Rollins opened the show. Completely caught me off guard. I don't know what kind of like injections this man got or like stem cell treatment, but
he got Super Cena serum right there.
Yo,
dude, John Cena 2008 Royal Rumble levels of like surprise, because it was honestly nuts. That Burn It Down. Oh man, what a banger of a theme song. That Burn It Down hits to open the show. He comes out and you could see he was getting really emotional too. So Seth Rollins is back. Damian Priest comes out and he was like, "Hey, I wanted to cash in on you. for my legacy because I thought it was really important to take you down. But also, like, you lost your match. So I saw the opportunity. I took it, yada, yada, yada. Seth Rollins is like, well, listen, what I want to do is I want to be the greatest of all time. I need to take that title back off you. So they actually set up a feud for Money in the Bank, this upcoming PLE. It's going to be Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. So I'm very, very excited for that match. But I kind of want to I want to get your opinions on that, but I kind of want to also intertwine. Like I said, we had a return and a departure. So later on in the show, still connected to the World Heavyweight Championship, Drew McIntyre comes out and is expected to address the crowd as to what happened at Clash at the Castle with the whole CM Punk interference and, you know, the fallout from that and where's Drew going to go next and what happens from here. Drew McIntyre comes out and the crowd starts chanting CM Punk, obviously. And he's sitting there for a couple minutes and he starts his promo and he's like, you know, and then he takes a couple minutes and he's silent and he's like, you know what, actually, I hate this company. I quit. And he just leaves the ring. So everybody was completely shocked, completely taken aback from this. And to further that storyline, Drew McIntyre then decided to deactivate all of his social media. So he no longer has a Twitter. He no longer has an Instagram. It's done. It's gone. So we're wrestling fans, so we all expect this to be part of a storyline, right? Like, we get that. But what if? You know? Like, what if this is a real thing? And what if, like, Drew McIntyre actually just left? So I'm gonna have Elijah go here. You can either take the Drew McIntyre angle or take the Seth Rollins angle. Talk about one of them, and then Devin, you're going to get stuck with whatever he decides not to talk about.
I'm going to take the Drew one. And the reason I say that is because I alluded earlier in the show that I had a little fancy booking thing. What I would like to happen is Drew quits, obviously. This big old partnership we got going on right now with TNA.
Ooh.
Drew, being a former world heavyweight champion in TNA, goes in and is like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to be in a company that actually respects me. And Moose, you're dead. Give me the belt. Fuck this. I'm going to run this place then.
No question. Drew McIntyre goes over to TNA. He is it.
Yeah, he gets the top match immediately. But I want to refer back to CM Punk saying you will never be world heavyweight champion as long as I'm around. He goes in, challenges, has Moose beat, and he cost him the goddamn match again in TNA. That's ultimate hating. Now you're crossing companies to make sure this guy's never a world champion ever again.
Oh man, that would be elite.
That's the storyline. But I think I would cry laughing if
absolutely.
If Drew goes over, challenges for the world title, and then CM Punk just fucking pops up from out of the crowd there, costs them the match again, and it's like, oh my god, this is hater. This is generational hater. I want to be that petty in life. CM Punk levels of pettiness is insane.
I'm gonna jump back in here, Devin, real quick before you go. I want to touch on a couple of things that Elijah said. One, that would be amazing. That would be the amount of hate and the amount of heat that CM Punk would get would be insane. Do you think that this CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud needs a double turn? How do you guys feel about that? Personally, like CM Punk going in as the heel, Drew McIntyre going in as the babyface. I think that feud would be elevated by that kind of move, but also I think that Drew McIntyre is doing the best character work of his entire life right now. And also, CM Punk is just way too cool for people to boo anymore. So I don't think that it would work necessarily, but I think in a world where the roles were reversed, I could definitely see this working just as well. Also, NXT, you mentioned TNA, NXT, say his name, he appears. Joe Hendry in the Battle Royal for the number one contender spot on NXT against Trick Williams.
Why was he the first one eliminated? He appeared and then he disappeared.
He appeared, disappeared. I'm sick of it. Although he did cut a promo afterwards saying, you don't know where you're going to see me. I could show up on any brand, any show. So
He's so good.
Monday Night Raw.
I'll
Give me Joe
impressed.
Hendry on Monday Night Raw.
What if he's Money in the Bank? What if he enters?
Dude, sign me up. I'm saying.
I'm waiting for someone from TNA to like have like something like a belt or briefcase, something, and bring it back. To
Yeah, he
TNA.
just
That'd be
pops
so
in.
awesome.
They're like, oh,
I
there's
am-
5 members. We need a 6-1 surprise. And then the crowd, like, they're waiting. Is say his name,
Oh,
and he
dude.
appears.
Yo.
It's just, oh my god, that would be perfect. I want him to be the. You'd be the underdog in that shit.
I'm all over the place right now, and I'm so sorry, Devin. I'll pass it back to you. Touch on the Seth Rollins thing before we move on to the what we all came here for the Monday Night Raw review.
First off, I have a complaint. How come this motherfucker
Oh.
want to come a week late? Literally a week ago, I was at Raw. Where were you? I'm
Him
literally.
and Jay came back. The 2 people you wanted to see, Seth and Jay, were not there, but
I was literally.
as soon as they leave
Kayla-
Ohio, guess what time it is, baby?
I literally told Kayla, I hope Seth Rollins is back tonight, but I doubt it. He's gonna be out for a couple. Sorry, he's gonna be out for a couple months, so I doubt it. And then so last night, no, sorry, not last night. What am I talking about? A couple of nights ago, I'm literally like on the phone because Kayla's looking at stuff at TJ Maxx, whatever, and I just see Seth Rollins back.
Of
Cool.
course.
Whatever, bro. I'm like, whatever. Who cares about my life? You know.
Opens his phone. Burn it down! Oh,
Dude.
God damn it!
And then I saw Jay Uso. I wanted to punch my TV. And then then Drew quits. I'm like, why is everything cool happening in freaking Texas? And then of course, of course.
Oh yeah. Just this. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Before we get
I'm
into
moving
this,
to
I just have
Texas.
one comment.
I'm
moving to Texas.
so dumb.
I got one comment. This was like a Raw after Mania type Raw.
It felt
It was insane.
energy.
I respect the hell out of it.
absolutely, yeah. That it was. There was the amount of returns, the amount of debuts, the amount of
Shocking.
like
Yeah,
people leaving the company.
it's some really good
I'm
matches.
gonna go into it.
Really good matches. Sorry,
yeah.
I just had to say that.
Chad had the worst Monday of all time, and I can no
Grr
longer complain about Mondays.
Mondays.
He
Grr
had a
Monday.
really bad case of the Mondays.
All right. So what we keep hinting at, for months now, for about 3 months now, 3.5 months, we have been getting these glitches on our TV screens, these little QR codes that pop up, very creepy messages, very creepy videos of the Uncle Howdy re-debut that was inevitable. It finally happened. So this past episode of Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso wins his triple threat match to qualify for the Money in the Bank match, and he's dancing in the crowd doing his thing, and I look at the clock and there's still like 10 minutes of Raw left, and I was like, oh, it's happening. So the lights go down the same way that they did for Bray Wyatt and The Fiend anytime The Fiend would make his entrance. So the lights go down, it goes completely dark, it has that powered down sound in the back of it, which I really love. I don't know why. That's just such a like niche thing for me to enjoy. That sound is really cool. But all the lights go down and everybody knows what they've been hinting at for months now. So crowd starts going bananas, all the fireflies come out, and the door is there that Bray Wyatt came through at Extreme Rules 21,
20,
I think.
was it 22?
22? Maybe. Anyway, yeah, 2022. There we go. 23.
No, it's 20.
Moving
20. Oh my gosh, what are we doing?
It's 22. Sorry.
Because it was, okay,
Moving
yeah,
on.
Gosh, go on.
So the door is at the stage, and you can see the light on the outline of the door. Door opens, and there's just fog everywhere, smoke everywhere. Out comes this woman on all fours, crawling out the door towards the lamp. And as she gets closer and closer to the light, you can see her mask, and you can see it's pretty clear that it's Nikki Cross.
That's
so
Sister
Nikki-
Abigail. Come on now.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna get to that, dude. It's called a tease, brother. So Nikki Cross comes out and she very creepily stands up, points to the door, and the cameraman goes towards Gorilla.
The
And
bravest
as
cameraman WWE
of all
has.
time. So this cameraman turns and we're seeing like the entrance into Gorilla. And right there you see this rabbit mask, this very tall man who we can only assume is Eric Rowan, and like 3 dead bodies just lined up right in front of him.
With the mallet.
With the mallet from the Bludgeon Brothers. Shout out
Yep.
to Luke Harper.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. The cameraman then walks into Gorilla. Sparks flying everywhere. Every TV monitor is destroyed. There's a man who is leaning up against the wall who looks like he has blood spatter out the back of his head as if he was murdered. Just bodies everywhere, just absolute destruction. And on top of one of the production crates is somebody wearing a bird mask. And we all believe that to be Dexter Lumis. So we have now met 3 of the members of the Wyatt Six. The cameraman continues down another hallway, and we immediately see this man in a pig mask with like gas mask attached to it in the front of it, and like these circle eyes, super creepy mask. And we all believe that to be Joe Gacy. What was to follow is really the main talking point here. So we're panning around all this destruction, all this massacre that is happening. We see another production cart, and up against this production cart is Chad Gable. And it quite literally looks like Chad Gable took a bullet to the skull. And
Mondays, right? Mondays, fellas.
Mondays.
Those are rough.
So there's blood literally like pouring out of this man's face. He's up against the production cart. Looks like he's been killed. And then the camera pans from Chad Gable up, and you just see Uncle Howdy. And when I tell you I got chills whenever that camera panned.
Because also the pop, because everyone was like
Oh,
surprised, like, oh my god, all this stuff. When they finally gets to Uncle Howdy, also
Oh, my
known
goodness,
as
dude.
Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas, yep.
But-
Believe.
Believe that Mondays will get better one day.
I hope they show up on SmackDown just as a sidebar. Just
Oh yeah,
absolute destruction,
kill a
just
couple more
everywhere.
people, why not?
Absolutely. So Uncle Howdy stands there, and just the instant like aura that man gives off. He's just standing there, just like admiring the destruction that all of him and his creation has done. Uncle Howdy starts walking out, and he gathers each member of the family as he's walking. They walk out to the stage where Nikki Cross was. He grabs the lamp. He does the classic "We're here," blows out the lamp. Crowd goes bananas. It was amazing.
and jump scare.
Yeah, and a nice Nikki Cross
And
jump
then-
scare
yeah,
to end the
I
night.
was over here chilling on my couch, like.
I know I'm running a little long here, but I got one more point to make, and then I'll let you guys go. As Elijah was hinting at earlier, each one of these members is representative of one of the puppets from the Firefly Funhouse. So we have Joe Gacy as Huskus the Pig. We have Nikki Cross as Abby the Witch. We have Dexter Lumis as Mercy the Buzzard. And then we have Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy. Am I missing? Oh, yeah, Eric Rowan as Rambling Rabbit. So each one of these Firefly Funhouse characters has now been brought to life, which is so cool. The way that they did this, the production behind all of this was excellently done. And it was amazing. And I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. And just everything about this is so cool. So, Elijah, I know you're really, really excited about this. So I'm sorry for going so long there, but I'm gonna pass it off to you. I'll let you kind of go on your little rant about the whole thing.
I don't think I've ever been as excited for wrestling as I was with that. That was like, I know I'm, kind of getting like a little like, oh, you're Gleason WWE. Shut up. That was the absolute perfect way to debut a faction.
Yep.
What they do with it, that's up for interpretation, but to debut it, that was you couldn't have made it any better.
Yeah.
Perfect 100 out of 10. It literally made me feel like I was a kid again. That's how excited I was. I was like, oh my God, like this is how hype I would get with these things. Like back when I was in 6th or 7th grade, It was the absolute perfect way. And it was funny because I was on the phone with these two when this happened. I bought the Wyatt Sick6 shirt immediately. Immediately.
As soon as it dropped.
I looked it up on WWE Shop. It was right there. They showed it to me. I was like, yep, I bought it while on the phone. That's how excited I was. I've never done that, like right off the bat.
Hopefully you get to wear it next week.
Hopefully. Whenever it comes out, as soon as it comes out, I'll wear it on the podcast. Yeah. But I have never been as excited as I was, and they did Bray Wyatt a service. Like a straight up, like this was his vision come to life, and they couldn't have executed it better. I am excited to see what they do. I hope they cause carnage, but I was straight up like, this is because Bray Wyatt himself, like if you guys go back and watch our top 10 list for top 10 favorite wrestlers, he was my number 2. He was my number 2. I love Bray Wyatt. Like when he was still with us, like he was my favorite like current day wrestler. Like I was super bummed out when he passed away, and just seeing like his vision finally come to light, it's very, very emotional. And like even right now I'm a little emotional talking about it. Don't worry, you're not gonna see me cry. I ain't no bitch. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Cry if you have to. Cry if you have to. It's okay to show your feelings, I swear. But no, like I'm just so happy to see that it has finally happened. I wish that Bray Wyatt was still here to be the 6th member, but he will always be with us in spirit, no matter what. And it leaves me speechless most of the time. And I'm glad that's here and that we have it. And I'm super excited to see what they do with it.
Absolutely. Devin, you got anything to add? Yeah. I know you were pretty pumped about it as well.
Oh man. It's very exciting. Like, I mean, once the lights went down, right off the bat, this was like, let's get it going. And it was like just so perfect from when Nikki came out to when they said we're here. It was like, I literally rewatch it so many times because it's so good. It's so
I've watched it at least 150 times.
That's scattered in my YouTube history for sure.
Yeah. And I think everyone got the chills like at the pop, like when they saw Howdy was awesome. I was so excited, but what got me the chills when they said we're here, because what's so big with that is because that's what Bray said when he was the cult leader of the Wyatt family. Like, and it's just like, and Bo said it. Because Bo sounds almost not exactly like him, but he definitely has that voice of Bray Wyatt. So when he said it, it's like, oh my gosh, like we're cooking something here. And the best part about it, we got Triple H. Yes, I'm glazing on Triple H right now. He's gonna cook it so well, man. He's gonna put on the stovetop. He's gonna get a little shake in there, like stir it a little bit, put some spice in there.
I think I really hope so. I really hope so, dude. Like,
yeah, me too.
For me personally, like the Fiend, I love the character of the Fiend, but like the biggest mistake they could have made was making him go after championships.
Yeah,
like you humanized this like demon like figure, and I hope so badly they don't fumble the bag with this Wyatt 6 because
I'm hoping because like they don't need it. Like that should be rule number 1. They don't need the championship chase.
No,
you can put on the matches, make them scary, do all that stuff. Do not championship take. I don't even care if it's the fucking tag team champions. They don't need it.
No, don't humanize. Do not humanize this group, because once you start having them have like real emotions, that's when they lose the aura and like the scariness that they come with, and like everything that they bring just gets washed away if they start caring about real things. Like I know it's not that deep, like it's really not, but it's the truth. Like they fumbled the Fiend, and the booking for the Fiend was just never great. And I really, really hope that they don't do that with this group.
Yeah. My only thing is Like how the Undertaker when he had the belt, bro. I don't think he like look here, Batista. I'm the world heavyweight champion. I'm the
Yeah, he
no.
came out. He was like,
It
"You're
wasn't
next."
there. It was
Rest in
unplaced.
peace. That's it.
Yeah. So I think if they do give them something, like don't make them think so much about like, oh my gosh, I just won the United States Championship. Like, no, it's there. It's a freaking like it's nothing. Like that's how
Speaking
they
of
have to do
United
it.
States, speaking of United States Championship, imagine they go after Logan Paul. That'd be hilarious.
They drowned him in his pool. Like,
No.
oh my god!
On his
Oh
on his
my God!
podcast. On this podcast, imagine that.
Yeah, they're putting on balls up. They just fucking beat him with the microphone. Like,
All
what the
now we're
fuck?
fantasy booking garbage.
Oh no, I'm just excited.
I don't
so
want that to
pumped.
happen.
No,
but
I'm so pumped for this faction, and I don't think they are set on one brand. They are, I think they're Raw.
oh yeah, and they need to
NXT,
hover.
and SmackDown. So
I was expecting something on NXT this most recent episode
I
of
think
NXT. Like
everyone was.
I really was. I don't know. Just to summarize this whole thing, dude. Like, I was getting a little annoyed with how long it was taking, but man, was the payoff worth it. I just gotta learn to trust Triple H. Like, Triple H knows what he's
Mhm.
doing, man. And like the build up to this, the payoff that we got this past Monday night was beyond worth it. And I really, really hope that they know what they're doing with this group. And if the debut is any indication, if the entrance is any indication on what their plans are with this group is going to be amazing. One of the most impactful groups. I mean, it's recency bias, but maybe in the history of the company. Like this group could be just all time. All
It has
time.
potential. It has potential.
I'm pumped.
Well, with that being said, we are going to bring this episode to a close. Obviously, we're all very excited about where this story could go in the future. So, oh god, here we go. Close it the same way we open it for
Let's
you audio
go.
listeners.
Let's go.
These two have brought back the sunglasses, and they've been rubbing their hands the whole episode. I don't really know what any of this means, and I'm kind of disappointed in us as a whole for celebrating mediocrity. But hey, that's just me.
First place
I would
is
never
not
settle.
mediocrity, buddy. It's called first place.
I would never settle for a 4-1 record and break out the
It's
sunglasses.
not that I'm just
But-
4-1. It's that your boy is in first place. Wow,
Well, again,
first place.
what is Elijah doing down there then? What are we doing here? He's in third place.
The comeback of the century. You don't
Listen,
believe it.
Stop
See it to
telling
believe it.
people, and maybe you
See it
would
to
be
believe it.
worried about
Whatever.
this from Elijah. Just
Yeah, I
kidding.
wouldn't have the shades on if you pick Sammy. That's all. I'll
Gosh, you
say.
guys are so.
Hey,
You're
go in
the
the comment
worst.
section and put in first place Dev. First place Dev.
Don't comment sunglass emojis. I'll ban
Comment
you from the
sungla-
channel. I'll ban you from the channel.
Sunglasses emojis. Flex
Don't
on
sunglass
Jax.
emoji.
Gosh,
Don't
why
sunglass
so-
emoji.
This guy. Sorry.
Because breaking out the sunglasses for a 4-1 record. I thought this was an undefeated thing. Anyway,
It was.
let's get out of
It
here.
was.
This has been a very long episode. We appreciate you all for sticking through, giving us a chance, giving us a listen. This little tiny channel here. We're doing our best, you know. We're doing what we can. We're breaking into the algorithm. We're gonna start taking over your timelines here very, very soon. I can feel it. To our regular listeners, thank you so much for tuning in, listening to us yap on about wrestling all day like we can. To anybody new, thanks for checking in on us. Hit the subscribe for us. Go follow us on all of our socials. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We're everywhere. We're trying our best out here. I can't wait. Wrestling is on fire right now. WWE is hot as it's ever been. So we're going to continue making content about it, and we hope you join us on this ride. Listen with us and talk with us, interact with us, leave comments, share to all your friends. We appreciate every single one of our listeners. We're going to get out of here. So until next week, tag me in. Peace.
Peace.